Hey, I'm Justine Reese, vocal empowerment coach, voice actor, and host of Claim Your Voice. If you've ever felt shut down, scared to speak up, told you were too much, or just hated hearing your own voice on playback, you're in the right place. I'll be bringing on experts, creators, and fascinating humans who help people transform from the inside out. Got a topic you want to tackle? Reach out, because helping people claim their voice is my favorite thing. This podcast isn't just about how you sound. It's how you feel about your voice. Visualize it, vocalize it, monetize it. Let's go. Hello, everybody. This is Justine Reese with the Claim Your Voice podcast. And I can't think of a better person to collab with today and talk to about her journey, Barbara Edelston Peterson, who is coming at us from Santa Barbara. She's an incredible background of, you're going to introduce yourself and all of the incredible things that you have done. But I will say this, when I met Barbara completely at an event, which I think a story she barely remembers, I was very drawn to her. It was at the Athlete's Touch. It was a high-end networking event in Santa Barbara. And I was immediately drawn to you because you reminded me of my mother, and not in age, but in tenacity, drive, and joy. The way I could just sense from you that you loved your background and what you did. And at that moment, you were promoting a different book than we're going to talk about today, but Whole Athlete, I think. And you're like this 10X world champion, XTERRA. My mother was a powerhouse marathon run around 100-mile races. I just thought she was crazy growing up. But as I got older, I learned to understand that she just didn't give up. She ran her first 100-mile race in 25 hours. And she said, no, I got to get the gold buckle. I got the silver one. Now I need the gold. It was the Western States. Went back, did it again in 24 hours. And those are stories that kind of came to me later. And when I did meet you, she was still alive. So with no further ado, we have had the joy to collaborate on this book. And I'll let you talk a little bit about that and what a journey it has been, even since we started this, which was maybe last summer, creating the audio, the success, the movement of Kvell, the excitement around it. So welcome. And
thank you, Justine.
It is so joyous to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your fast track, if you can, just because we don't have a ton of time to elaborate on your wonderful background, and we can go to your website and read more about you. From that journey to this one, to Kvell.
It can go right side up.
It can.
Backwards.
Yeah.
The message is full and the message is deep, and it shows up in all sorts of ways. So what you just did was just perfect. So to begin, I'll just say I'm Barbara Edelston Peterson. I'm an author. I'm a sports psychologist. I am a world champion athlete. I am one of the pioneers of the sport of mountain biking, and the kind of triathlon and extreme endurance sport that I do is mountain bike triathlon. So open water swimming, mountain bike, and trail running. I'm a mom of 2 grown daughters. I'm a grandmother as of 5 months, and I'm the CEO, founder of a nonprofit. And what made me just think of that was I'm just so excited about all the things that are going on. And I met my match when I met you. I definitely did. And you reminded me of my sweet little cousin, Justine. So I would never forget your name. There's a lot of beautiful things that you and I are doing, and that the whole point is that we're sharing our passion with everyone to make the world a better place.
Yeah. So speaking of things that we are doing and how the world works in wonderful, magical ways, is my second year, I think, coming to the Epic Impact Society, which is an event that is actually coming up at the end of April that we will also talk about and have in the show notes, because this is somewhere you want to be if you're anywhere near Santa Barbara on April 25th, 26th, and 27th. I think I have that right.
It's the Epic Impact Summit.
Summit. Thank you.
Sponsored by the Epic Impact Society. So you weren't so far off there. But the Epic Impact Society is April 27, 28, and 29. I think you and I agree not to be missed if you can make it. And I'm receiving an award on the 27th.
So let's get to the buildup of that. But Barbara and I ran into each other. I was like, we ran into each other in the bathroom. The Epic Impact Summit is a place where creatives go in the most incredible, beautiful environment to learn how to be creative and use creativity in the business world. And we are encouraged to not have social media on and really be present. And it's just incredible what has expanded from those weekends. But let's go back to Kvell and how I am Jewish. So the word Kvell was not lost on me. I did understand what it was, but as we have come to understand, many people have never heard of it. Even Jewish people have never heard of it. And why don't you tell us why this felt so important to share with the world, this idea of Kvelling, glowing up on other people, encouragement, how that affected you in your success and your progress as a woman, as a daughter, as a mother, and why you felt like the world needed to know about this word in a bigger way. Let's make it a movement. Let's make it powerful.
Okay, let's see where I can go with all of this. But Kvell, first of all, is a word. It's also now a movement. Traditionally, it's pride and joy and excitement and bubbling over that's internal by grandparents and parents for the children or the grandchildren. And it's traditionally inside a Jewish home. And my secret sauce in life, I've come to realize, is Kvell or Kvelling, being kvelled over. So where I have taken this, let's say, is why keep Kvelling such a wonderful, reinforcing, positive, uplifting experience and exchange inside a Jewish home. It's for everyone. And in fact, it has the power to make you and me and all of us in the whole world a better place. It's letting somebody know they're doing well or they've done well, big or small. So it's effort, it's accomplishments. And when I realized I was speaking with one of my publishers it was in the late 90s, and I'll never forget, I know exactly the cafe where we were. And I just said, one of these books, it has to be Kvell, a word you should know. And actually, the original title was The Best Word in the Whole World That Nobody Knows. So I'll quickly go to the juxtaposition between Kvell as this most glorious, wonderful, positive, uplifting Jewish Yiddish word and some of the other Yiddish words that lots of people know. Is that okay, Justine?
Yeah, it's okay. However, I'm going to remind people that this is a book and they can get the book in paperback, in ebook, and in audio. And all of these things are in the book. So I kind of don't want you to give too much away, Barbara, because I want people to go and get it. But I think the point that you are making is that we are familiar with some words that are Yiddish, like and other words that are not as positive, right?
Oh, they're all negative. And just let me give a little bit of the secret stuff, which is so many people, not all people, but so many people know these Yiddish words, or klutz, or schmuck, or schla, or schmear, and a schmear campaign, or schmear on a band.
Yeah.
They're negative. And I'm an identical twin. And when I first conceived this book back in the late 90s, I asked people, what's Kvell to you? And my identical twin sister living inside our home said, what's Kvell?
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my. But in the meantime, that's the point.
That is the point.
I
Say
want,
no more. What I want to say is the joy. So when Barbara asked if I would do the audio of this book, I was like, how could I? I would love to do the audio for this book. And I hadn't even read the book, but I just loved the concept. And before I was even done with the audio, I started carrying the book around with me, and I would be whatever after yoga class and talking about it. Everyone would be like, "What? What?" Everybody, you cannot react to this without anything but positivity when you find out where it's coming from. Ironically, I go to Rosh Hashanah services, and believe me, we were trying to take this out of just a Jewish context. That's the point. But this is not, this is on people's minds, because I was at a very well-known synagogue for Rosh Hashanah services in the LA area this year, and huge backdrop. This rabbi was talking about said Kvell, and in the little corner crossed out kvetch. And if I put this together properly, I'll overlay the vision so you guys can see it. So this is important, and it's not just us that are talking about it. So the movement, getting it out there, I can tell you the greatest thing I got from the book was to remember to Kvell in a moment where I'm thinking, I should tell that person something, and I stop myself. And it happens because when you listen or when you read it, it gets on your mind. So it gets on your heart and it becomes a habit, right? Just like the wonderful book, Atomic Habits. It's about attaching. Sometimes we attach a new habit to something we do every day. So for instance, every time you brush your teeth in the morning, if you remind to Kvell on yourself, how much better is your day going to be? You look great today. Have a great day, Justine. Maybe your first thought wasn't great, but if you turn it to Kvell, how have you found these little moments? Because you say in the book, if we do it every day, if 8 million people in the world do this every day, what could happen? Or 8 billion people in the world, what could happen to our world?
It would change things. There's right now, okay, here we are living in a society that's the information technology, connectivity at the greatest point ever in history. And there's an epidemic of loneliness, disconnection, loss. And anyway, I think Kvell has come in to the world at a very good time.
And I want to say one of the things that we felt so aligned on, and I'm changing my background right now. Boom. One of the things that we are so aligned on in my work too about empowering people's voices is stepping out of our old story of negativity that we don't have to own anymore. And I find that you would be shocked how many people, and of course I come from the space of coaching voiceover clients to have more emotion, more intention in their voice. So there's always that choice for someone to step into that work. But now I'm taking that into a bigger context. I work with CEOs and sales teams, and really just anybody who wants to find that power in their voice if they want to speak, if they want to create content, which look what we're doing now. We didn't do this 10 years ago. Let's hop on a Zoom, Barbara, and create some content today. But this is what we get to do. This is the kind of thing we would have paid thousands of dollars to a brand agency to create for us. And now we can do it ourselves, but most of us are a little timid, shy, or afraid. So how do we, Kvelling is one of those ways. And I tell you what, Barbara, having this on my mind, I recently went on this marketers cruise, and the second I stepped on, I started speaking to a woman from Kenya. And just I'm like, thank you so much. And you're doing a great job. And people look at you like, nobody has told me that today.
So that's what I was going to say. Sorry to interrupt, but you are so much about using one's voice, and it's so important, and your work is empowering. And the Kvell is the sister right next door, which is if you think something positive, use your voice, let them know. And it doesn't our voice comes in many shapes, sizes, and styles or whatever. It can be a pat it can be a big smile, like, or it can be a pat on the shoulder, or it can just be like, hey, you know what? I just noticed that you were really trying to do whatever, and well done.
Yes.
Like, keep going. You're on track. Or if someone's accomplished something, that's fantastic. Well done. Keep going.
And you have beautiful examples in the book, which is why you have to get it about a young man swimming. And Barbara's an athlete, and she raised her children as incredibly profound athletes, very successful. And she just started cheering this kid on and what it did for him.
We'll let you read the story because it's
that story's in there.
something else.
But you know what I've enjoyed is for myself seeing that reaction
listen to the story.
Yeah, what's that?
Or you can read the story or listen to the story thanks to Justine's narration. It's fabulous.
And we really do want to share that there's many ways to ingest this book, but the audio has particularly gotten a lovely reaction, which you can see, read some of the reviews. It's available on Audible. If you DM me, I might gift you one chapter, or DM Barbara. This will all be posted in show notes or on our Instagrams. But the idea that you can listen to it over and over again and it never gets tiring, because it's just another way to remind yourself to be kind to yourself and be kind and encouraging to others. We all have judgment. I'd love to talk and get your idea, because I actually gave a talk recently about judgment and how it's hard not to, right? We're conditioned. Someone walks in the room, sizing them up. What are they wearing? But we have control to go, you know what? That's that thought. What do I like about that person? How can we flip the coin there and just go, wow, but that's just a person too, right? And I'm talking about sometimes even in art, in the hardest places, people that we really have feelings about, but do we know the whole picture? Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's, to me, what Kvelling opens my mind to. Okay, so there's maybe something I don't like about this person. They have an opinion I don't share, but that's not all of them, right?
Yeah, I see Kvell and Kvelling as a gift that we can give to ourselves, like looking in the mirror when you're brushing our teeth and just saying, those eyebrows aren't so bad. And you did it. It's not a compliment. It's more, and you did a good job shaping them. Good job. But it's a gift to be able to embrace the energy, the dynamics around us, and be discerning. That is positive. And I'm surprised, but I like that. And I'm going to let them know I was inspired, or I am inspired. So I see Kvelling as a gift of energy and awareness and openness, and our heart being uplifted in the process. And that's a gift.
And I can even think of an example. This weekend, I was in Big Bear. Snow was not great. You could tell that some of the places weren't as busy as they might be this time of year, if there had been more snow or whatever. And we stayed at this little resort called the Robin Hood Resort. It was just kind of old school, needed some updating, but was really sweet. And my friend had talked to the manager, and when we first got there, that person wasn't there. But the next day we made a point to go. I said, "Oh, see if that's Peter." And so Joe went over and said, "Hey, are you Peter?" And he was like, "Yes, I am." And he goes, "I got to tell you, you never know what you're going to get when you see something online. And we just are having such a great time here. And this has really exceeded our expectations." He looked at us. He goes, "By golly, thank you so much." And I thought to myself, when was the last time anybody told him that? And what a simple thing. It made us feel good. We walked away.
Yeah, I got the chills, actually. It's powerful.
This is what I'm saying every time I do it. And I swear you have reminded me by this book. So I want to encourage everybody, if you don't buy it or you don't listen, which you should, just think about the concept and try it once today and see how it makes you feel. And then, of course, go buy the book.
Speaking of the gift thing, this is such a special gift to share with other people. The physical book or the audio or both. It's not a bottle of wine and it's not a bottle of olive oil.
It's a gift that keeps on giving love.
Unbelievable.
So really quickly.
If you don't mind me saying.
Oh, I don't mind you saying at all. What are some of the other things you have cooking around Kvell? Because I already know, because I got to participate in the inaugural Kvell dinner.
Okay, great question. We have the Kvell Journal, and I'm just waiting from the US. I'm waiting on the US government to give me the copyright number so that it can be put onto Amazon. I want it to be very
good.
professional. It's a lovely bundle, the Kvell book and the
Yep.
Kvell journal. That's in the works. The Kvell dinners and the Kvell circles are just explosive at the moment. And I'm trying to figure out a lovely, simple structure so that people can understand and differentiate between the two. And so that's in the works right now, this very moment. My designer, who's in Peru, who's been with me for years, she's creating a booklet, a guide. Let's see what else. We've got the audio. I'm speaking on panels.
I just got a great idea, Barbara.
Tell me, Justine.
Here's an idea. If you're watching this and you are inspired to have your Kvell dinner, we want to hear and know about it. And we want you to take a picture and tag us in it. Let's see if you can be part of this movement. We really want to grow this thing. And
we are growing this thing.
We are growing.
For a Kvell dinner. Right. Don't make it complicated. Yes. Justine and I had the loveliest inaugural Kvell dinner. It was 10 people. We just had simple food. We had libation. We did cheers. We shared stories. We all became ambassadors for Kvelling because we were inspired. And Kvell Circle, it's to share, it's to bring a friend. It's daytime, morning time, evening time to just talk about Kvelling. Kvell with each other. Share your own Kvell. It's
so here
make things to move things.
Here's a great offer for you people listening to this out there. Kvell book clubs that could be online where Barbara and myself would be more than happy to zoom in and really talk about these concepts, because when we did the audiobook launch, we couldn't believe some of the reactions we got. And maybe we'll put them in here, but there was somebody that said they were more moved by this book than somebody who I adore and admire a great deal, which is Mel Robbins, Let Them. That there was a similarity to letting someone be who they are and the idea of encouraging someone to be who they are, right? And those two things are not totally separate. It was just a different idea. And this was just one person's reaction. We want to hear what you think. And I can't wait to keep doing this with you. There's more books in the works. If you're interested in finding out more about how you can claim your voice, Kvell over your own voice, reach out to me. And I have master classes going and claim your voice workshops. And I also help people start voiceover work. And there's so many things coming around Kvell. Keep your ears and eyes open. Anything you want to add, Barbara?
No, you're part of the Kvell fabric, and you are making this all so possible with your voice and your passion and your Kvell over the Kvell book.
I'm Kvelling over you right now. So thanks for listening, and check out all the goodness. You can find Barbara on Instagram, LinkedIn, her website. Live Kvell.
Live Kvell is the book, the voiceover, the audiobook, the movement, the dinners. Live Kvell.
And leave reviews.
Hope to see you.
We hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining me on Claim Your Voice. If something here sparked your inner voice or made you finally stop cringing at your own playback, share this episode with someone who needs it, because clarity creates connection, creates opportunity, and your voice was never meant to stay quiet. And if you've got an idea about something you'd like to hear about on Claim Your Voice, send me an email or put some notes in the chat. Till next time, visualize the dream, vocalize the truth, and monetize the magic.